I am here in Medjugorje and I'm with, what's your name?
My name is Nora.
And where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
First time here?
Yeah, my first time here.
For the Youth Festival.
Yeah.
How was the experience yesterday?
Oh, amazing. I was so excited to be here.
And you were at the Mass adoration, you saw the whole thing?
Everything. I was there at 5 to get a great seat in the sun, but it was a small sacrifice for all the events that we lived yesterday. It was great.
And what did it to you to experience that Mass and adoration at night?
Amazing. I've never seen like a lot of young people blessing God. It's not that common in Mexico to see a lot of young people praying and enjoying being here for God. Mm-hmm. So I was very happy. I was very surprised, but also like really in peace.
Wow, powerful. And you were the day before at the apparition on the hill?
Yeah, I was there with my...
And how was that?
It was like a different experience. I shared with my mom that that day I felt like very impatient or nervous, and my mom said like, oh, it's the enemy like acting in you, because it was a great day, Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking and thinking and thinking during the apparition, and then I realized that it was not God acting in me. It was just my anxiety and not trying to focus. But I did all that I can, like praying and trying to focus on the rosary. And I was happy also. Yeah, I met great people.
And being up there close to Our Lady, how did that feel?
Amazing. I've never imagined to be in Medjugorje. Mm-hmm. It was nothing that I planned in my present or in my future, but I'm very happy and I want to come back even if I'm here. So
why do you want to come back?
Because I want to experience coming back like with my future husband, mm-hmm. to make sure that Holy Mary is
in the marriage.
Yeah,
in the
marriage. Yeah, especially God, obviously. I think this is a magical place. This is a very spiritual place. So yeah, it's something that is definitely in my plans to be here in a couple of years, I hope. But yes, I'm in love. I feel a lot of peace that normally you don't feel when God is not the focus of attention for the people, but everything is God in here, so it's very hard to not think about Him.
And you never went astray? You never doubted your Catholic faith?
Not as a doubt, because I grew in a very Catholic family. My aunts, my cousins, my parents teach me how to pray, how to love God, how to love going to the Mass. So it was not doubting, like mm-hmm. the question if God is real. It was more what's my way to follow God, because I understand that my mother has her way and I have to find mine. So I think that's the most difficult thing that I'm going through. Yeah.
Yes. So beautiful how you describe it, because everybody has to find his way, right?
Yeah, of course. Yes. And well, my mom showed me, thank you. My mom showed me the way, but now I have to follow God's path, So I'm also excited for that, a little bit scared, but I'm happy to see what's going to happen in my life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think God the Father is an angry old man with a white beard. You make a mistake and he will send you to hell. But this is not God the Father. How is God the Father?
I see God as for example, when I'm going to bed and I want to talk to Him, I close my eyes and I see a man with a beard, but not a white, maybe a brown beard with a big smile. I can see his eyes because my imagination is not as incredible as I want, but I see God as a human being, like
A
as
person.
us. Yeah, of course, because I think that he's perfection, so I don't know what.
Is he love?
Yeah, he's love, he's perfection, so I normally try to imagine him as a person that I want to keep looking, or as a person that if I see him walking on the street, I know that I want to hug him, so, or talk to him, or I like a very nice person with a big smile.
That's how he is. It's the good news, no? Las buenas noticias. La alegría. That's the joy. You know, he wants to give us joy and peace. Did you find more joy and peace in Medjugorje?
Well, yes and no. I really find joy and peace at my church at home. So I want to say yes, like something extraordinary, but with Holy Mary, not with God, because I feel God like very strongly at church at home. So
Is that during Holy Mass? During adoration? When do you feel him so strong?
oh, probably after I take the communion. I don't know how to say it.
Yes, Holy Communion.
The Holy Communion at my church. It's a very nice church, and it's in my neighborhood, so I know everyone there. I talk to them after the mass, so I know who is around me, and that makes me feel more comfortable. And is a place that I've been going since I was a baby. So yeah, it's
You
like
were
a home.
baptized at that church?
No, I wasn't. But
Holy Communion there?
yeah, everything.
Everything.
Yeah, everything there. So
What do you tell young people? What is so beautiful about our Catholic faith?
mm,
Especially women, maybe, also young women.
for young women, I think it's the blessing of being in love and loved by God. Like right now, young women, we are expecting for a true love or a lot of expectation in men, and I'm learning that us as Catholic women, we have very high expectations because God is loving us more than anything. So yeah, I think it's that we have the power for to say that we are being loved more than anyone in the world. So yeah.
You experienced that love of God the Father in your life?
Yeah, of course. All
Wow.
the time, yes. When I'm feeling down or I don't know, maybe disappointed at someone or something, I said like we only live once and God wouldn't like to see me feel sad or anything just because of one small thing that he knows that is going to be good for me for the future. So yeah.
Wow. Did you go to confession here in Medjugorje? What do you tell people? You know, people come here 20 years, no confession. First time they go after so long and they are fearful.
Yeah, I actually had the blessing to find a great priest. It was funny because when I got into the Medjugorje church, I saw like the massive line of priests and I was impressive. So I wanted to make like a general confession with a priest that doesn't know me, you know? I live in a very small town and I wanted to like open myself to a different priest. So I saw the line in Spanish and I waited for my turn. Then I turned back and there was another Spanish priest with confessing just two people. So I said like, okay, the first one who gets free, I'm going with him. And it was the other priest. Yeah, so he looked very young, and I tried to not like specifically see his face, because I wanted to just start from zero. So I just went and I sit down, the confession started, and it was beautiful. I told the priest that I was very embarrassed because of all the sins that I committed, and I was saying that um that I didn't know how to find my way with God. And he said something beautiful that was, you're in a good way, because the first and most important thing to get close to God is with the confession. So yours started great. And he said that humans are not original to pecar. I don't know how to say.
To sin.
Yeah, to sin.
Mhm.
Yeah, that human beings are not original to sin. So I shouldn't be embarrassed, because we are all human beings, and we make the same mistakes all the time and every day. So
Wow, beautiful. So people don't have to fear confession?
no, I was saying to the priest that in my community I'm very close to all the priests, so I was scared, because instead of seeing them as priests, I started seeing them as maybe friends or people that I see every Sunday. So it was harder for me to confess, like, really deeply, or to confess all my sins. And I said to him, to the priest in Medjugorje, that I was also very embarrassed because of him, because of that I wanted to see God in everyone, and, well, especially in every priest, but it was hard for me. So he said that the most beautiful thing is to confess with someone you know, and with someone that knows you. Yeah, because when a priest know the person, they are more focused in help him more to get close to God. So yeah, I think that was a very wise advice, and something that I'm taking home with in my heart. Yeah.
Wow. And you know, a lot of people, you said you like Holy Communion, you feel very close. A lot of people don't understand what is the Eucharist, the Holy Communion. Can you explain? We are in a state of grace, then we can receive the Eucharist.
Yeah, of course. At first, after my communion, when I was, I don't know, maybe 10 years old, eh, the first maybe 2 years, it was magical to me. The first time getting real close to God, and the experience of the
Communion, yeah. To,
the
to commune with God, yeah.
yeah, it was great. Then something that I started to notice was that starts to become maybe a routine for me, and didn't in like I was not taking enough time during my communion to literally think the importance of the communion. So when I started to be more conscious, maybe at 15, 16, I started to think, okay, I'm doing this every Sunday,
Mhm.
but what does it mean for me? Because we made all the communion because maybe our parents made us to, or because it's maybe an obligation as kids, because I don't know, uh, of the religion in your family. And when you turn I don't know, a specific age, and you started to think more about yourself, and you start to realize if those decisions that your parents took in the moment are really the decisions that are making you as a person, or that defines you. So yeah, I started to think a lot about that. And then I realized that the communion is a way to not speak to God, because we can speak to God every day every moment, but it's a way to understand him, or like understand the sacrifice he makes. He made for us, and he makes every day for us to even give us the opportunity to live this experience. It's more for me like the moment that I take to thanks to him, to pray that he allows me to, I don't know, they had the Holy Communion again, to be at a Holy Mass again, or maybe to be there with my family or with my friends. So yeah, I started to use that time instead of asking for things, as a lot of people do. I even still do it. I started to thank him more, to appreciate more the things that he does for me.
Mhm.
And I'm still working on that because it's not easy, and I'm just speaking, and it's a process that I'm still trying to accomplish.
Mhm.
But I think that's the communion for me, an opportunity to be grateful, to also be faithful, and to start your week again with God's blessing. And
Wow, powerful. And you pray the rosary?
I try to. It's
Not easy?
not. I get distracted really easy.
Me
That's
too.
why I took my Apple Watch off and my phone there, because I get distracted really easily. But what I normally do is try to pray even a little bit to make the intention. Right now, for example, at the Apparition Hill, yeah, I did pray the whole rosary because it was a way to thank Mary, the Holy Mary, and God that I was there. I said, like, I don't have to do all the things that I like to. I also have to try to do the things that God wants me to. So, yeah, I try to work on that, but it's hard for me, yeah.
Wow.
But I do speak a lot with God, and
Like a friend you talk to him? It's a
yeah,
personal relationship?
yeah,
Does he answer you?
almost all the time. It's hard because I normally, when I'm going to bed, it's really hard for me to, I don't know how to say it, to turn off,
Concentrate?
no, to turn off my brain to sleep, because I'm still thinking everything, like about the week or the day or the homework that I have to do or anything. So what I normally do is, like, I close my eyes, and I don't know. I normally imagine when I talk to God that I'm like in a hill, or in anywhere calm, just between him and me. I also talk a lot, like referring to Jesus, like, oh, today I did this and today I did that, and I'm not feeling proud about this, but what should I do? Like, I don't know, advise me or something. Sometimes the answers come to me.
In the heart? It's a revelation in the heart?
It could be in the heart, but also in my brain, because it's everything happening in my mind like a movie. And yeah, normally during the day, also, if I'm feeling sad or something, I try to maybe listening to music or something, because yeah, I like speaking a lot, and it's important to speak to him as much as I speak to other people. So,
And he guides you? You ask him, Thy will be done in my life, like in Our Father?
oh yes, a lot. I made a lot of decisions based on what he puts in my heart, especially on Sundays at the Holy Mass, for example, after the communion. I normally try to put all my uh, emotions, even if they are positive or negative, or even if it's something that is embarrassing me to the God know, He knows everything, but me sharing to Him. And yes, I wait for the answer, and also asking for a lot of whys for me to act as he wanted me to do.
Wow.
Yes.
So he's love. Everything from God is good, what he gives you.
Yeah. Yes, I try to see it in that way, because as human beings we are never happy about everything. That's something that makes us humans, that we're not happy in our lives with everything that God gave us. So what I try to see is that all the good things that happens to me is thanks to God, and all the negative things are also thanks to Him. Because the bad things makes you as the person that you are, and the good things also makes you the person that you are, but in a way that you enjoy it.
Yes, so beautiful what you're saying. And you ask the Holy Spirit to come into your life?
Oh yes, of course. At the, I don't know how to say it, hora santa.
The holy hour?
Oh yeah,
When you do
yeah,
adoration maybe as well?
yeah, yeah. The holy hour. I really like to sing to him, or try to. And even if it's just contemplation, I try to focus as much as I can. I get distracted, but yeah, it's something that I really like to do, or I'm trying to focus more. Yeah.
Wow. I imagine God the Father looking at you. He's happy. So she's so sweet.
Yeah, because
I have to help her.
yeah, because I just did my confession. That's why he's happy.
You're shiny. Yeah, look at her. She's shiny because she confessed.
Yeah, and because I did my rosary.
Wow. And look at the effect. You are shiny. You are sparkling.
Yeah.
That's for young women, no? You are shiny, sparkling. You go to confession.
I'm not like this always. I'm a very impatient person, and I also get mad really easily. But I try to stay calm and to think what God wants me to do. So,
Like it said, be still. I am God. I fight for you.
yes.
Exodus 14:14.
Yeah, yeah. I try to focus on being a better person, especially with my family.
Mhm.
We we've been together on these vacations for almost a month. We've been sharing the same bathroom, the same room. So yeah, it's been a challenge for me to not lose my mind with them. But yeah, I normally try to take, for example, in the Holy Mass, just a time for me, because I really like my loneliness with God. So
That's where you can hear him, no? When you are alone.
yeah, right now it's a little bit difficult because I'm not alone
At all.
at all. Yeah, and that's something that I have to work to also. Yeah, but yes.
But also important. Our Lady says you find him when you go in nature, in silence. That's where you hear and find God.
Yeah, I also could find love with all the Jews that is in here. I didn't expect a lot of young people. I was expecting more of their parents. That it is, because it's great to come with your family here, but I was expecting more of adults. I'm expecting to make more friends here. Yeah, I'm trying to. So yeah, I can also find God in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. You want to greet somebody in Mexico?
Yeah, my boyfriend, my friend, and my family. Yeah, everyone, I think.
What do you tell them? You go back. They ask you, how was Medjugorje? What do you
It
tell
was
them?
great. It was great, but everything that I'm finding here, I find it at home too. So
What
I
is it? What is so beautiful about our Catholic faith? What you find at home?
love, love and peace with yourself and with God. And yes, it's something we're really hard to find these days. So I think the most important thing that I have to say about my Catholic life is the love that I feel and that I try to feel for everyone, and the peace that it brings me the only purpose of trying to feel love to everyone. So yeah.
So beautiful. What can I say? Thank you for that beautiful interview.
Thank you so much.
You got a favorite saint? You got a saint you like a lot?
Actually no, but I really love Pope Francisco, yes, el Papa. And I was really close to him when he was our Pope. And I really loved how he tried to include everyone, how he tried to show the real love that Catholic religion has to give to everyone. And yeah, and he was always smiling, so
Like you.
right now, yeah.
What can I say? Thank you.
Thank you so much.